Hey everyone, I'm Joshua Orro. Welcome to another episode of Mustang Prince Orro Reports. And guess what it is today? It's October! I just can't wait till Halloween! And speaking of which, that's my favorite time of the year. Not for candy, not just for dressing up or frightening people, but watching scary films. Whether it being horror, family film, cartoon, or whatever you might think about. But this is not going to be I promise you I will do the upcoming countdown soon, but this is not going to be it. Oh no. The subject of today focusing on a very special story written by one of the most famous authors ever been done before. But first, I'm going to explain a little background on the man who made the story. Stephen King. Yep, this famous classic horror writer has been making 5 books, 56 novels, 13 collections, 2 comics, and 1 script, even to this day, ever since 1974. All his works came out for the classic works of R.L. Stine, and he's continuing to frighten readers with stories such as The Shining, The Stand, The Dead Zone, Road Work, Cujo, Running Man, Creepshow, Christine, Pet Sematary, Misery, Thinner, Skeleton Crew, Eyes of the Dragon, and more. Even It. And on the topic of Stephen King, one of his first story has just, once again, been released in theaters as a new imagining of one of his stories has been released in theaters just yesterday. And that's the subject of what I'm going to be talking about today. Released on October 18th, 2013, the movie is Carrie. Yeah, Carrie. Now, because this film is new, yeah, it is new. I'm not going to spoil anything too major, even if some of you may already know the story already or read the original book. Trust me, I haven't yet. I haven't read it yet. But anyway, also, not only will I not spoil it, but I'm not going to show any content or clips from the film for my protection. So, here's how the plot goes. The quiet suburb of Chamberlain, Maine is home to the deeply religious and conservative Margaret White and her daughter Carrie White, who is sweet but a meek outcast who Margaret has sheltered from society. Gym teacher Miss Desjardins tries in vain to protect Carrie from local mean girls led by the popular and haughty bitch Chris Hargensen. But only Chris's friend Sue Snell, who regrets their actions. In an effort to make amends for what she and a few of the girls have done, she asks her boyfriend, who is the high school heartthrob, Tommy Ross, to take Carrie to the prom. Pushed by the limit by her peers at the dance, Carrie uses psychotic mind power havoc, which was discovered 3 months before high school was ending. And basically that's what I can say about the plot already. So, what did I think of this intense high school outcasted film? I liked it. More than that. I really enjoyed it. Sure, some parts are a little modernized a bit, and the acting is good, and I do give props to the special effects, which are outstanding, although a lot of it is CGI. But I do like how it's choreographed, like with wires moving like snakes, mirrors shattering, blood rising from or fire moving and stuff. But I had to explain, I'm going to explain a few words about this film, and a few of its predecessors at time over the years. This was like the second time Carrie has been released as a theatrical film. I mean, this may have been the third Carrie remake, but you see, back in 2002, like, there was a television release of Carrie, and in 1999 there was also a sequel called The Rage, where the main character is revealed to be a sister who happened to share the same father as Carrie. And also on the top of that, there has also been some films that seem to have a few influences on Carrie, like some you may have heard of, like Friday the 13th Part 6, The New Blood, where there was a protagonist who had telekinetic powers as well. And there was The Initiation of Sarah from 1978, Mirror Mirror from probably, I think, recently, and a few others, including one I seem to have that's about another high school outcast who happens to have another supernatural power, but it's not psychic powers. Trust me, it's even worse. And I might talk about this one later in my countdown, though. Anyway, still this film is pretty good. So now, I'm going to move on to one more category about this film, and that is the cast. Our main character, Carrie White, is played by Chloe Grace Moretz. Say what you will about this cute girl, but I believe she was a pretty good Carrie. But still, I bet Sissy Spacek would be proud of her, though. And I also know Chloe Grace Moretz from other films such as Kick-Ass 2, Dark Shadows, The Jack and the Beanstalk 2010 remake, and also as Darby from My Friends Tigger and Pooh. It's like, she does a pretty good shy personality towards the main girl. And I kind of feel sympathy for her as well, because I know what it's like being an outcast at times. Trust me, I've been picked on when I was her age. Gabriella Will plays Sue Snell, the girl who regrets making Carrie feel bad, and asks her boyfriend Tommy, played by Ansel Elgort, to take her to prom. Both these characters are really, really supportive. Sure, they are high school kids and focus on their futures, but they're very, good at sacrificial stuff, in order to give up something for someone else. Next up is Judy Greer as Ms. Desjardins. This also is another really good character. She's a very supportive gym teacher, but also reminds me of certain high school counselors I used to know from Cherrigo Hills High School during that time. Plus, now I'm going to move on to the antagonists, so ones that drive me nuts. Alex Russell plays Billy Nolan, the boyfriend, to the bitch Chris Hargensen, played by Portia Doubleday. These guys are real stupid, man. But Chris seems to show more of her stupidity by not being able to take a certain gym course in order to resolve what she's done and resolve her punishment for being banned at prom. But Alex is a psychotic guy for chopping a pig and making it and juicing it with pig blood and all, in order to build a trap. But other than these two, the most frustrating and most insane character in this whole film is definitely Carrie's mom, Margaret White, played by Julianne Moore. Yeah. A woman from Children of Men. Alright, believe it or not, I may have had some mixed feelings about that film, but I just can't stand Julianne Moore as this woman. I mean, she's a Bible-obsessed bitch, like those other moms from the 60s, who think their kids are devils, and, thinking that what their kids do are sins, and all that crap. What she does is absolutely stupid. She locks Carrie in a closet for thinking that what she's done is sinful, showering and bleeding and all, and also not letting her go anywhere other than school or home. even thinking that the other kids might prank her again. Like, Josh. So, overall, Carrie is a really neat reimagining of Stephen King's first story. I mean, I wouldn't recommend this film be watched by younger crowds due to the fact that it's R-rated, but if you're a fan of Stephen King's stories or any kind of horror film, give this film a watch and you'll have a really good time with it. But I'm not done yet. Before I move on, I forgot to give what I would rate Carrie. Let me see. I would probably give it I'd say I'd give it a B. I mean, it's good, but not good for the younger crowds. No. Okay. Okay. Join me next time as I move away from this Stephen King classic and look back and share my top 25 favorite films to watch during Halloween. I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince. Mustang Power!